G'day. This is called the Kenul Patent. You can look it up, but you're not allowed to download it anymore for whatever reason. Don't know why. If you've got a copy, you can send one over to me of the original German. But yeah, if you go to Google patents, doesn't allow you to download, and I can't find the original German patent anywhere. So what I'll do is I'll explain how I think it works from what I've read in this limited translation. It's really poor translation, and I'll explain what's going on. Okay, so look that up, and I'll get to the pictures nice and quick for you. Alright, so you've got a magnet, right? You've got an iron core. What we have here, he's saying this is an air gap, but if you go and look at the further pictures, there's not an air gap there. But it doesn't mean we're not going to try and make one. But for now, I'm just going to do one continuous bolt, and this bolt's quite good because it still actually has good magnetic holding, as you can see. Anyway, so it's made up of a permanent magnet, a coil, and other coils along here, which I'll get to, and an iron core. Now the way it works is simply like this. You have a electromagnet here, which you make strong enough so that it interrupts the natural flux of the permanent magnet, and that's done via this number 10 box here, which is a pulse DC generator. Okay, so you're gonna have to make it strong enough to overcome the gause of the permanent magnet, which is about 14 or 15,000 gauge. So it's got to be quite a good DC pulse generator to be able to do that. Anyway, so what happens is, see how they've got multiple coils along here? What happens is, basically every coil set you put on makes the voltage and the current double. I think it's double anyway, something like that. I actually made this some years ago, and it's the only one that I found really had some merit to it. So that's why he's got these coils here, but you don't need the coil. You can just make one long coil, as in this picture. And you might have seen on YouTube some other videos where they have a long coil with just a short coil around here. And that's because I reckon that they use an EMP device, not a small DC pulse generator, but quite a large one. And you can make that out of the electric fly swatters, or a taser, or a stun gun. There's some videos on it that show you how to do it, and you hook up the coil to that, and that causes the amount of electromagnetism required to inhibit that the natural flux of the permanent magnet from going through. So what happens is, because it's pulse DC, pulse generator, excuse me, what happens is that a twofold occurrence happens. Now all these coils got to be the same size as this electromagnetic coil. So what happens is, when that fires, pulse DC, when that fires, they all get a hit from the pulse DC. It inhibits the natural flux, turns off the magnet, if you like, and then what happens is, once the electromagnet turns off, then the coils get another hit from the natural flux of the permanent magnet. So they're getting two hits, if you like, one primary and one for free. So, and that's where the overunity comes from. It's not really overunity, but that's how it's done. And you won't find many videos on the YouTube about it, because it's I don't think people realise the potential of it. And some governments, I think, made a really good job of hiding it, but that's how you make it. Anyway, it comes down here, gets rectified, 10 amp rectification, or there's a rectifier there, multimeter, etc., etc. But yeah, that's how you get extra power out, if you like, from shutting down that natural flow. Do you understand that? That's how it works. I did it, and I hooked it up to my multimeter, and I blew my multimeter. It worked really well. So I was cleaning up, and I thought I'd have another crack at this. So there it is. Now, I tried making an air gap, and it'd have to be a really small air gap for that flux to be still effective through the core there. So I'm just going to go with the solid core at the moment. As you can see here, it appears that it's still a solid core. So this is another example of how it can be made with your C core and a ring magnet and little spider. And there's once again your dual cutoff or dual electromagnets or pulse DC generators, or or your extremely high voltage electromagnets that you get out of those toys. There's another version he thought up. You've got the magnet in the middle, have your electromagnet there. Essentially, you have two lots occurring, doubling up your voltage and current again. So here's another method. This is the ring method, similar to the last method, but in a circle type thing. So that's pretty much it. So the Tesla hairpin circuit is used in conjunction with this coil to generate the high voltage pulsing coil, or DC pulse generator, and that creates, if you like, a spark plug effect, and is the only thing that's strong enough really to shut down the gauze of that permanent magnet, which, like I said before, is about 15,000 gauze. So yeah, that's where Tesla comes in to this. So go ahead, knock your socks off, have a crack at making one, and let me know your thoughts. And also, if you can send me an original, that'd be great. Okay, catch you later.